Hey everyone, thanks for tuning into Sin's Workshop. I hope you're all having a wonderful day. So, today we're going to be reviewing My Salty Mary by Cynthia Han, Jodi Meadows, and Brodi Ashton. These ladies call themselves the Lady Janies. They're the ones who are responsible for My Lady Jane, My Plain Jane, My Calamity Jane, My Contrary Mary, and My Imaginary Mary. I mean, if you haven't read any of those books, you are doing yourself a disservice. You should read them. You should read them. So this is a retelling of, I guess not really. It is inspired by The Little Mermaid, Hans Christian Andersen's Little Mermaid, and it takes, so this is what the Janies really do. They take historical figures and they reinvent history with a little fantastical spin. So Mary Read was a female pirate back in the day, but of course, went to the gallows. And I think she died in prison before she actually got to the gallows. And Anne Bonny, these are two female pirates who didn't really, memory serves, they didn't really have anything to do with each other in, history. Maybe they did, we don't know. But we have been reinvented because sometimes history gets it wrong. It's really such a fun book that you're following Mary Read. She is a mermaid, and she thought Charles was her soulmate. No, Charles is scum of the earth. And he breaks her heart, and she thinks, oh God, my true love doesn't love me back. I'm going to turn into foam. So she falls back into the ocean because she can't do the thing she's supposed to do, kill him with the dagger from the sea witch. She can't do, who is her aunt, by the way. She can't do the thing she's supposed to do, and she just, pretty much is like, okay, I'm going to turn into sea foam. And so she lets herself fall into the ocean and is very surprised when she does not turn into sea foam. Doesn't do it. Then she is found by pirates. She's rescued by pirates. And the captain is an idiot. He has no idea she's a girl. So he says, you want to be part of my crew? And she says, yes, my name is, I think it's Mark. I didn't write down her fake name. I'm pretty sure it's Mark Read. And it's so fun. It's so fun to read this book because you have three different perspectives, right? And you have Tobias, who is her love interest, and he is hopelessly in love with her, and he's the navigator on the ship. You have her cousin Jack, who turns out half human, and his mom is the sea witch, so he has come on land to try to find his father, only to fall in love with demolitions expert Anne Bonny, because she loves to pick a fight and she wants to be a pirate more than anything, and she's like, oh, gung-ho, let's do this thing. She's pretty hysterical. And then you have Mary Read as your third perspective. And I really like how the authors split up the book and gave each character their own personality and their own voice, and were able to really mingle in the arcs, because a lot of the time they're writing separately and then they get together and then they put the bits that they have together. And I know this only because I interviewed them and asked them what their writing process was. You can read the full interview on sinsworkshop.com. So I did interview them. They're nicest people too. And it's just so interesting to see how these three different women have written three different characters and meshed them into one really cohesive story. And they're also bringing in their voices too, because these books, they break the fourth wall. They always say, hey reader, this hasn't been invented yet. It's so funny how they break the fourth wall, because it doesn't break up the pacing of the storytelling. It doesn't take away from the story. It's so much fun. It's fun. I honestly can tell you, I was smiling from beginning to end. I was smiling. These books, they make me smile. And this was no exception to it. And I love a good Little Mermaid retelling in a way. and she's a pirate, and she's going on this adventure. She enters the Pirate King contest because she's like, I'm going to fight for equality of all women so that women can all be pirates too. And it's hysterical, just everything that happens. Their ship gets captured, they get captured. It's a lot of fun. This is a book you read for fun, and you know, it teaches you a little bit about history as well. It's fun to read. It had me grinning from beginning to end. I love these three characters. I love when Merry and Tobias finally get together. That's not a spoiler. Like, you know that's where the story's going. So, I love Anne and Jack and how he's like, I'm Calico Jack. And how whenever he gets wet, his legs just go boop, back into a fin. He's like, oh boy, oh dear. And the fact that the Sea Witch is her aunt is another added fact. And her sister, she's like, we named her Karen. I'm like, this is great. I love all of this. Just the way the nods to pop culture work so well in the book. It has a lot of modernity to it. Has a nice, strong, modern feel that doesn't ruin the historical feel of the story. And it doesn't ruin what you're reading. It adds to the entertainment value of it, you know? It adds to the fun of the books. And I think the authors together, they're such brilliant writers in the way that they're able to do that, to mesh current pop culture into historical fiction and create this wonderful fantasy full of action and adventure and really good characters. It was just, it had me smiling from beginning to end. It really did. It was one of, God, I hope that they do more. I hope this isn't the end of the Lady Janies together. I own all of the books. Every single one. I own them all. I love them all. And I want to extend my thanks again to the publisher for sending me a final proof arc of this book to read and review, because it was such a delight. I cannot recommend it enough. Easily 5 stars, just because it's such a fun read. It's just fun. Like, I promise you, if you read any of these books, if you liked My Lady Jane, you're gonna love all the books. 100%. It's just gonna be so much fun, I guarantee. You will enjoy it so much. So, on that note, you know, once again, 5 stars. I will, of course, include links in the description below if you do want to purchase it and check it out for yourself. On that note, once again, thank you all for tuning in. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and share with all your book-loving friends. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and as always, happy reading.